totally on the hunt for mid-century furniture. We're just here for the weekend. We're staying at the Frank Lloyd Hotel. So we were referred over here, but we're looking for furniture. Do you know any shops that has
Furniture.
mid-century furniture anywhere?
I love it. We just be hitting places or shopping.
$25.
They're so cool.
They are pretty clean.
Right?
Yeah. Hello. All right, you heard that. We're in Mason City, Iowa. We're in town to spend a weekend at the Frank Lloyd Wright Hotel, but we are huge mid-century modern enthusiasts. Our store is all mid-century modern. Our home is all mid-century modern. So anytime we travel out of state, it's almost like our duty to look for mid-century modern stuff that we can bring back to Wisconsin. Either it's for us to keep it, or it's for, us to sell it in our store, or it's for us to sell online. Today we're going to start the pick and adventure at Twice as Nice Secondhand Shop. This is in Mason City, Iowa. Address is 319 South Delaware Avenue. If you happen to pop into the town, you're looking for some vintage stuff and you're looking for some nice people, I would say pop in there and talk with the owners. They are very nice ladies and very helpful, and they were very welcoming. So I'm gonna get on my pick and adventure and see what I can see, and already I see something. Mira,
Hi.
they're 40 each.
Definitely. That's what I would ask you.
Yeah,
Yeah, this one is.
I'm just checking.
Yeah. Huh?
They're lit. Doesn't have a shade though. Mm-hmm. That was clearly a rhetorical question. No lie, I'm absolutely obsessed with vintage toys, especially boys' toys, press steel, die cast, He-Man, G.I. Joe, like all of that kind of stuff. Like I'm just obsessed with vintage toys. So you'll always see me look at vintage toys to see if there's money that can be made on them. If you follow me on here, you'll also see some of the stuff that I sell on eBay, and I sell a lot of vintage toys on eBay. I'm a firm believer in buying and selling the things that you actually, kind of like to bring you enjoyment, things that you are happy to deal with, so that every day when you get up, you're not like, oh man, I got to sell this. You're more like, happy to handle the items. And toys are one of those things that bring me that kind of enjoyment. So you'll always see me look at toys. I really like that truck. It just wasn't any money to be made on it for me. So that's why I had to leave it. When you see me picking through places, uh, I'm always scanning the room. Like, just because the camera is facing a certain direction doesn't mean that I'm not looking around. Like, that is literally, I got picker's eyes. Like, I see that clock up there. I ain't gonna say nothing about the clock right now, but I see it up there because I'm always scanning the room, looking at everything before I start to make decisions, especially in places like this where it's not a lot of people in here. It gives me time to kind of look around. It gives me time to kind of get into my groove and to mentally start to make some piles. There's someone's
of what
glasses
I'm gonna try
here.
to bundle.
I don't know.
Oh, that was no lady.
I don't know. I know I would be going crazy if I
Same
lost my
time.
glasses. Where the heck did my wife go? I know she's somewhere up in here. She gets me in trouble in these places because she buys things that I wouldn't necessarily buy. But at the end of the day, we are still able to sell them in our store. So, it does work. But I have other picker friends that call me out to, private estates or private picks, and they're like, bring your wife, because they know she's going to buy a bunch of stuff that I probably wouldn't be buying. But we make it work, and that's what's very important when you are trying to run a vintage store or a vintage business, is that If you're buying and, if you're buying, especially more than one person on your team is buying, it has to be cohesive. It has to make sense. It has to go in and out at a steady flow, and everybody has to be on the same page for it to thrive and to grow. So that's what we do. Anyways, it looks like the back of the store is more of their like not I should say flea market, but more like Goodwill, Salvation Army type vibes. Like they got a little bit of everything back here. There's household, there's kids stuff, there's toys, there's books, there's newer t-shirts and clothes. So it looks like this is like their kind of version of the Goodwill or Salvation Army. So I get it. I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna see much back here for me because I am on a very specific mission. When we're, traveling like this, I can't. Space is so valuable. Even space in my store is very valuable. So I got to make sure I'm grabbing the right stuff. The bull.
180 on North Point 3 times over.
Yeah.
And that's the best they would do on it.
All right. You blow your budget. All right, so you see that I told her she's blowing her budget. When I came in the door, we had agreed upon we got a challenge going today, and each one of us gets like $100. And that's just the start. That's just the initial. Unless it's something that we're agreeing on, it's each one of us has $100 to see, who's gonna have the best flip. And so I'm telling her like, you about to blow your budget in them 2 items, just so you know. And I ain't even picked up nothing. So, just make sure that that's what you want to do. Is like, what is that? Wheel of Fortune when they say, is that your final answer? Or is it? No, that's Jeopardy. Which one is it? I think it's Jeopardy. Drop it in the comments. I think it's Jeopardy. I think it's Jeopardy. But anyways, we're going to keep looking around this store. And this is what I do. And you'll see this in my videos. Like, if there's no pressing need for me to start to make piles, like I'm going to take in the entire space and look at every single thing, every single piece. I like to evaluate even stores the same way that I evaluate private estates. These velvet pictures are kind of, just drawing my attention. The expression on the faces, they're very clean, the condition that they're in. So I'm gonna run them through the old Google lens and see if I can find anything out on them. And that'll help me to decide if it's something I want to take back with me. I do think it's something I can sell. This would be one of them pieces that's going to blow my budget. So I'm going to have to see if I can get the missus on board, and then maybe we can, combine on this one, and it doesn't affect our little competition we got going. So we sell a lot of art in our vintage store in Milwaukee called BC Modern. We're only open the last full weekend of each month. So we spend 30 days curating, and we fill the space up full of things that we find all over the place, like things like these, that like what you see us looking at in this video. And then we open up the doors for 2 days and we sell as much as we can, and we start that process all over again. In that 2 day period, we'll see between 500 and 700 people. So it makes sense for us to find things that are unique and unusual and bring them back and bring them to market in Milwaukee. And that's what we do every single month. Yeah, it's kind of hard to split them up, right? Okay, I'm gonna take your little shelf here, but I don't want the I don't know what to do with your plants.
Oh, the little wooden corner one?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I don't know if you want to rehome those guys.
Yes, we will.
No, right here. Oh. Did you really do that to me? Really? That's how you feel about me and my shopping? Really?
Hey, those velvet paintings.
I will not edit that expression out. The nerve.
Are we doing those velvet paintings?
It's up to you.
I like them, babe. They're real, right?
Yeah, that's a velvet. And they're clean.
I know. This one looks so bomb.
Yeah, I like that one. I would do that one over this one.
Why would you do both?
Is he supposed to be on this side? Put him on that side. Just let me see what it looks like. Because are they supposed to be looking at each other?
Oh, what a love story. I think that this one is hope, and that one is lament.
It's hard work. I hope one day we don't got to do this.
No, she's like leaving Mexico.
Get them both.
Yeah? I think so. That's badass.
That one's good.
But look, she's got the same light hitting her. Why are they so... This looks like the window's hitting it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think we have to ding it. They're beautiful. Okay, you grab one.
Okay.
Have you? Yeah. And? This one is hope.
Okay.
And this one is lament. Like,
Oh, those work. Those work better than mine. Way better than
I was
mine.
like, first of all, the work is so nice that I thought like the window light was hitting it. And then I realized like, no, that's how it's painted.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That's like really nice. Where do these come from?
I've had them for several years.
You
Wow.
have.
Yeah, and so I just dug them out. Just a couple days ago, I think.
Yeah.
But when I bought them, my dad was like,
What are you thinking?
yeah. He's
Now
like,
you get to say, stick it in his face.
I sold them.
I sold him.
That's great.
oh,
Oh, man.
what was my second set of names?
In a wiggle room on that Starburst clock up there? No?
I'll do 225.
Let's sleep.
I think we might have that one. It's pretty clean.
It is.
We got about 18 on our wall, so I'm like trying to figure out if we have that one.
I know we don't have that one, but
cute.
one like it.
It's cute.
I have some of the gold leaf ones too.
Yeah, we have those.
Yeah.
I got a small one. I think it's a little smaller, maybe about that size.
It
And then
is
I have the jumbo one.
You do.
So we're totally on the hunt for mid-century furniture. We're just here for the weekend. We're staying at the Frank Lloyd Hotel. Yeah. So we were referred over here, but we're looking for furniture. Do you know any shops that has
Furniture.
mid-century furniture anywhere?
We
You're-
might have a dresser tomorrow.
Okay. Well, we're here for the weekend, so we can stop back in.
We'll probably won't be till later in the afternoon.
Okay.
But do you want me to take your name and number?
Sure.
Just in case.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Because right now we've started closing at 3 on Saturdays because we haven't been busy. But if we're busy,
Yeah,
I'll
you
stay
keep going.
open.
No, totally makes sense.
But
Why are you not selling this beautiful lamp?
well, I was emotionally attached to it at first,
Oh.
and I bought it, and then I looked it up, and it was about almost $400.
Mm-hmm.
And then I opened the store and I put it up there, and I wasn't ready to sell it. And I've had several people ask, and so then I looked it up again,
Mm-hmm.
you know, because things fluctuate,
Mm-hmm.
and it's about an $800 lamp.
I have one. I need the other pair.
Yeah, ours has the
You have
shade.
that one?
I have
With the
that with
shade.
the original shade.
Yeah,
That same color.
the exact same
Everything.
lamp. Yeah, the
Shut
middle
The
lights
little
up and
lights
everything.
up too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the shade is like a pretty big drum shade, and then it
Beautiful.
has
white cream drum
Yeah.
shade, right?
yeah,
And
and then it
then
has the
you need to
green
send
and
me
green and
pictures of
blue
your
trim
house.
around
The
it.
trim is the exact fabric of the glaze. It's like a tweed, and it goes around the drum
Really?
Yep.
on the bottom. That's the original lamp.
Never seen another one. So
No.
when I saw it instantly, I was like, but it doesn't have the shade.
Yeah, I don't have a shade.
So it's like we would have to replace our shade to match it. So it's just kind of like,
Yeah.
The beauty of it is that it still has the original shade on
Right.
ours, you know?
And then another one exists. I know this. now.
Yes, yes, yes.
And you know they make a matching hanging one.
I've
Ooh.
not seen the hanging one.
And they also make that table lamp and the matching hanging one in the orange, yellow, and brown.
Huh.
We've seen the
Yeah.
orange one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the mission continues.
So now you have to.
Well, we'll give you our number for tomorrow, and
Okay.
then we'll let us sleep on that, and then
Okay.
we'll take this.
I could possibly sell that one,
I don't know if it's the area that we're in, but you can feel a lot. You can feel the history in this area.
So one of the first things we figured out about this area is there ain't a lot of vintage shops or antique shops to pick from. This next one took us over to another city, actually, a neighboring city. And I'm so bad because I don't remember what the city was, and I don't remember what this shop was called. But I do remember that it was a car show going on in front of the building. And this was probably the biggest store that I had seen thus far in this area. So I was in the right place in my book. Unfortunately for y'all, I can't tell you exactly where I was. But what I did see as soon as I came in was a lot of variety of stuff. Uh, you know, I like variety. I like to be able to look through a wide range of things. To me, that helps keep my like picking skills sharp. That's why I like to go thrifting, honestly, is because it helps keep my picking skills sharp to me to be able to go into a thrift store and spot something real quick. A lot of the stuff that I buy comes directly from private estates and collections. So it's a different kind of picking. So I like this style of picking too. I like the hunt of, going into a section, going into a space, and you see a shelf like this. This is something that I just recently sold in my store. I'm like, I could probably get this and make a couple bucks on it again. But that's the hunt. That's what I love is the hunt. Right now I got my eye on this Chicago Bulls leather jacket. They want $100 for it. I'm already thinking like, yeah, that's easily a double up. My wife, she over here, she miss Google Lens everything. So I'm gonna hold it up for her so she could take her picture and look it up and tell me that it's worth blah blah blah. When I already know that it's an easy double up. So I'm gonna go ahead and get that because at $100, I I could easily get 200, 250 for that jacket. That always feels good to get your first piece out the way, and your first piece is a nice double up that makes the shopping experience, the picking experience, like, that's that adrenaline that starts pumping. Like, okay, I'm just now getting in the store. I've already found one piece that I can easily double my money up on. What else am I going to find in here? So we back on the picking adventure, seeing what else we can find in here. Remember, we're looking for stuff from the 1950s through the 1970s, mid-century modern home decor. I'm also looking for things that I can stick online. Uh, Mainly what I look for when I'm in situations like this is vintage toys, vintage advertisement. That's the kind of stuff that I look for in these type of stores that I want to stick on eBay. Place is huge. It's got some of everything for real. I still can't tell if it's like multiple dealers or if it's one person. Because it is just it's a lot of stuff and it is kind of a mishmash. I do like this wood piece. Not sure if I can make any money on it. My wife, she loves vintage advertising bags. These are Mall of America bags. I think they were early 2000s, so they're not incredibly old. They were still pushing 20 years or older. So something like these bags, this is something I would probably just buy and have on display in my store. Part of what I do and what we do for our store is always we're trying to make sure that it's an experience. And part of the experience is adding things that create a vibe. And so I'm always sourcing, just to also add to the vibe of the space, not so much always to add to the space for, items that are for sale. Bags were a little bit more than I wanted to spend, on something like that. You always got to keep in mind when it's a prop or something that you don't plan on selling. If it's not something that has like crazy substantial value, you don't really want to go too crazy on buying that kind of stuff. And that's a lesson I've learned even with, I own my storefront and I still don't go crazy on permanent fixtures or permanent things that I'm going to put in my store. A lot of people, they want to open a storefront and, they go crazy buying, big signs or big countertops or, just things that you really can't get your money back or your value back out of. And so you have to be very careful when you're buying, fixtures or buying, you know, what do we, I don't know even what you call it, like flair. Yes, we can call it flair, where your shop flair. just be very careful when you're, out shopping for that. We see so much stuff on a weekly basis, picking through private estates that, when you're in stores like these, it's very easy to get through them really fast, just by scanning the room. And I know that there are going to be people that are watching a video and you're like, hey, you missed something, or you can make money on that. I understand that. I know that, I'm not all knowing. I do know that I'm buying for a very specific audience, and that helps me that helps guide me in my shopping experience.
Move out of your way here.
No, I just actually did that.
Oh,
I'm
somebody was sitting there earlier. And
No, I was recording it.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's all good. There. You're all good.
Yeah.
Now they'll hear how helpful you are here.
Now, it always never can figure this out. I just got this and just got this, and this has only been about a week. How do people know when you just put this stuff out new like that? You know what I mean?
I don't know. I'm not even from the area.
No, I'm sure you're not.
Yeah.
But it happens all the time.
Tell him to quit talking.
No, it's all good. I want to shop too, so I get it. It's like it's like as soon as you put new stuff out there, it just goes.
Sitting there for like 2 months, and then you move it.
And then it sells.
She does that all the time.
Yeah, you gotta restage it.
I got it.
Yeah.
Mira.
Good. See?
Oh my goodness.
So
Yeah.
everything in here is family, and so if you got questions on something, it's basically me.
Awesome. Good to know. You're just
And
here.
her.
Yeah. And her.
Can't say I know that much.
Oh my God, do you remember these guys?
Mm-hmm.
City?
Family circle, yeah.
Are they finer? I don't think.
What do we need?
ETs.
That's what we
I'm
need.
thinking what we're gonna put this in as I'm standing and looking at this. How are we gonna, where you parked at? That's one issue.
Oh, we're right around the corner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We managed to find good parking.
I don't know how, but
Is it possible? Because we're literally right down Main Street, I think it is.
well, this is Main. This
Okay,
way.
or 4th then.
Yeah.
Can we pay for it and then get it on our way back?
Yeah.
Okay, because we're gonna try to, because there's
Well,
a
you
couple
can't-
other antique stores here, right?
Well, there's one more. Yeah.
Okay.
Everybody else went out of business.
Yeah.
You know, show up on Google is more than we had 10. I've been here 30 years.
Yeah.
We used to have 10.
Yeah,
'Cause
it
there was a
definitely shows
thing.
up as there's a bunch more.
Well, they're all out of business. COVID took them all.
Yeah, it was tough to
And
survive.
basically, it's me, the main thing. So you better look closer while you're
Okay.
here.
Okay, so with that being said,
Very small.
with that being said, we're looking for mid-century,
Of
50s
course
through
you are.
50s through
Of
70s.
course you are. I knew that.
So, yeah.
Because everybody that does that comes from out of the area.
Yeah.
And every piece we get goes
It
back
goes
out
right
of the
away.
area.
Yeah.
Well, now you don't have room for it, but there's obviously those couple chairs there and that.
Oh, I got room. I got a Chevy 3500 van, so we're prepared.
Oh,
I mean,
there
there's a
you
couple
go.
chairs
Yeah.
there
We're
and
prepared to
there's
shop
a
today.
chair.
Yeah.
Where are you guys from?
We're from Wisconsin.
Okay.
So I think you
So
better
we
go
actually
back around and
have,
look a little
I
closer.
was trying to find some pictures here.
Yeah.
We have a 5,000 square foot store. So our store is the
wow.
biggest mid-century shop in Milwaukee.
Oh, wow. Nice.
So,
Well, that is the market. I get it all.
yeah.
But the problem is with us is we don't have a local market for that.
Yep.
We have to buy it from them, but we got to sell it to
Mhm.
people like you.
Yep.
So most of mine goes to Minneapolis.
Yep.
And so
I mean, they come down to Wisconsin too to buy from me and take it back to Minneapolis.
yeah,
It's
and
like-
so we got a lot of older retired people in
Yep.
our area, and so
and it's all in the
it's good
period
for
of houses
buying it.
too.
Well, right.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so
exactly.
I
I
can
get
get
it.
it reasonable.
Yeah.
You just
But
can't
then it
sell
goes
it to
faster.
them.
Yeah. I get it. We get it.
Yeah.
That's
I
why
don't
we're
like
here.
necessarily like that, but that's what it is.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
You got to go with it if you want to stay relevant.
Well, after 30 years, I guess.
Yeah,
I used to be Pure Antiques, and that went out 10
Yeah.
years ago.
exactly. Yep.
But I was for 20 years Pure.
Pure. Yeah. Yeah. We ran an auction house and it was all antiques. But again, like you said, it changes. So, yep.
I'm just calling. I do have a little box for you to carry that. That's what I'm gonna go for.
So is it all yours, or are there like
All
multiple
family,
dealers?
yes.
Multiple dealers.
My
Okay.
wife's, me, my mother, my dad, which just died.
Everybody.
I was in business for 30 years with my dad, but he
Yeah.
just died here 6 months ago.
Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that, brother.
And so, yes, my sister.
Yeah.
So, yes.
So it's not dealers. It's like if
Yeah.
I wanted to
It
negotiate.
looks
or
like
something.
that, but it's family members because they want theirs kept separate.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
That does make sense. Yes. Because everybody wants to check. Yes, I get it. I totally get it. I totally get it. Okay.
I'm going to see if I got a little box down here.
Okay. Thank you.
So many people say that.
I'm glad he said that. He's like, now you better look closer because there's not as many shots. So now I'm gonna look extra close because I thought I was gonna have more options.
I feel so bad that I can't remember the shop's name. They were so nice. I ended up spending, I don't know, about $400 or $500 with them. We bought our stuff. We ended up leaving there and we went and checked out the car show, which was pretty amazing. The other shop down the street wasn't really even a vintage shop. It was like vintage sprinkled in with new stuff, and it wasn't working for me. But anyways, we ended up going back, picking up our stuff after checking out the car show, grabbing something to eat, and that really was our extent of picking in Mason City. We just settled into the hotel for the rest of the evening, which was absolutely amazing. If you haven't had a chance to check out the Frank Lloyd Wright Hotel in Mason City, Iowa, I highly recommend it. If you've made it this far in the video, you're going to get to see what we were able to see when we stayed at the Frank Lloyd Wright Hotel in Mason City, Iowa.
Our restaurant is now called the Markley and Blythe. Mr. Markley and Mr. Blythe were the two lawyers that invited him here. They wanted him to do the bank and their law offices. The Stockman House that you're going to tour was put up in 1908. When they saw that, they fell in love with his style, his whole aesthetic, and they said, we need him here to do
So basically, he commissioned him to do the job.
our bank
Yeah.
and our law offices.
Okay.
When he got here, they had already purchased this half-city block, and they had it all raised. It was gravelled over, ready to go. When White got here, he said, okay, guys, I'll do the bank, I'll do the law offices.
And the
He-
law offices were right here?
Where the ramp is now.
Oh, okay.
The central building.
Okay, got it.
When he got here, he saw this across the street. He says, you guys have a gorgeous view. Let's make use of it. Let's put a hotel at this end. He was invited in to do 2 buildings. He designed 3. So we had the bank, we had the law office, we had the hotel.
So he made the best use of the space, obviously.
He obviously did,
Obviously,
yes.
yeah.
Wonderful.
Thank you for your time, Jim.
You got more for us?
I can go on.
You got the best job in the world, Jim.
Of Franklin White. It's actually pretty much something he wanted you not to spend time here. So it's very psychological. He made it very claustrophobic. Get in, get your business done, and get out, because I've got things I want you to see. And so modern architects now have a term for him. It's called compress and release.
Oh, yeah. So it feels tight right here, but then you feel open as you're leaving out.
Yes.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
check it.